Hey, welcome in. First time the Huddle Show. This Monday night will feature Marion local head coach Tim Goodwin. It happens tonight at 8 o'clock. Oh, by the way, I'm Bruce Hooley, and this is the Lowdown presented by Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store in Kidron, Ohio, via your friends at PressProsMagazine.com, where you never pay for any content. None of the content on our site. No paywall, no fee to watch Tim Goodwin tonight. We're endeavoring back when ESPN was worth watching. Well, that show tonight will be worth watching because Tim Goodwin will be talking about the epic comeback that his Marion local Flyers had on Friday night at Wapakoneta to extend their record winning streak to 33 games. 33 games, and Marion local looks like they are back from their D6 state championship run a year ago. And the guy pulling the trigger is Justin Knopf, their quarterback. He's our Who's Hot honoree this week through the winning touchdown pass in the final 2 minutes. Congratulations to Marion local on a big win over Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta spent all summer thinking, hey, we're going to get Marion local this year because they graduate a lot. Not so much. Now, also tonight, Tim Beckman, multi-state championship coach at St. As Seth Whiting, he calls on Brogan Steffi to do a little bit of everything. 4 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns in a win. I can't look ahead, and that'll be a great game. Speaking of great games, we have one this Friday. Match of last year's game in Bell Fountain, won by Coldwater, and the star of that game was not Tavian St. Clair. The star of that game was Coldwater quarterback Marcel Blasingame, running and throwing. Marcel graduated, but Balin Blockberger had a nice game for Coldwater on Friday night in their win over Kenton. Balin can't throw 2 picks like he did on Friday night, but he was good, and they got a 2-yard touchdown run from Cody DePueg, and they got, they had a secondary that stood up to Kenton throwing the ball 61 times. So Bell Fountain, fast-paced, spread offense. Got to watch Tavian St. Clair leaving the pocket. Bell Fountain, I know, will want to get a win over Coldwater, be a huge computer point win for Coldwater if they can beat Bell Fountain for the 2nd straight year. What else do we have coming up this week? Well, we have Versailles victorious with a shutout in its opener, 26-0 over Salina. Ryan Jones and Versailles will be taking on Fort Loramie at Loramie. Loramie, of course, was the victim of that 6-touchdown performance by Brogan Steffi. Now in Central Ohio, shout out to Jeff LaMonaco, first-year head coach at Pickerington Central. He keeps the tradition rolling. They get a big win on the road at Olentangy Liberty. Had to hold Liberty off at the end. Steve Blackledge wrote about that for us. If you haven't seen it, you can find it at PressProsMagazine.com. And Hilliard Bradley outlasts Olentangy Berlin. Berlin scored a late touchdown. Really, game came down to the last 2 minutes of the first half, as you can read on our site. That was my game Friday night. We're still determining where we're going to be this Friday night. You can watch the Huddle Show tonight. Shoot us a Facebook message, a Twitter message. Make your case for why we should cover your team this week. Because, again, all our content is free. You'll never have to pay for it. We want to thank all of you, particularly you Pickerington Central fans, who shared our content this weekend and pushed us to a record first week page views. And when you say that, it's like, okay, well, that might not be too impressive. Here's what I can tell you. 2, 3, 4 years ago, whenever I started, COVID year, I want to forget COVID. So 2020, fall of 2020, we set a record for page views in a weekend when New Bremen and I can't remember, Coldwater won state championships that year at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. A record in page views that weekend, the COVID year. This past weekend, in week 1 of the season, we surpassed that record plus page views. So we really thank you because that couldn't happen without you. Pick Central, you fans shared your story with Olentangy Liberty over 250 times. That's what we're talking about. Share that content. Follow us on Instagram at Press Pros Magazine. Follow us on Twitter at Press Pros Mag. Facebook, of course, Press Pros Magazine. So we got a lot coming up. Central Ohio games this weekend that we are considering. Grove City at Davidson, Grove City had a big win over Dublin Scioto. Matthew Pappas, their quarterback, is outstanding. We've got 2 intra-district battles that we're taking a look at. Berlin is playing host to Grove City. We will have Bradley and Braden Fleehardy, their Yale-bound quarterback, going on the road to Hilliard Derby. Also, we have Upper Arlington at Big Walnut and Centerville at Dublin Kaufman. So those are the games we're thinking about. There might be some others that crop up middle of the week. What we hope you will remember, besides the fact that our content is free and that we have an Instagram site that we want you to follow and share our content via, is that Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store remains the best place to buy the hardest to buy for person on your gift list, the perfect gift. Whether it's a wedding, a birthday, an anniversary, an I'm thinking about you gift, whatever it is, Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store in Kidron, Ohio. You say, wow, it's like an hour and a half away from where I am. Well, it's not far away. If you use your computer and you type in Lehmans.com, you can order online 24/7, 365. And when you use the promo code Press Pros Magazine or Press Pros 15, you'll get 15% off. And as you can see on the crawl on the bottom of the screen right below me, you can win $50 in free Lehman's merchandise by entering and winning the $50 Lehman's gift card that we give away at the end of every month. So we thank Lehman's. They're great sponsors. I've been a partner with Lehman's for probably more than 10 years at this point. They're awesome people. Every bit is cool. It's more cool than you said. So Lehmans.com, Lehmans.com. Monday Huddle tonight, hopefully with Tim Goodwin, definitely with Tim Beckman. We will talk to you again later on in the week. Have a great Monday.